Eric has to protect the rescue tunnel against a landslide. Shotcrete should hold up the mountain. It's fast-drying concrete that layers quickly. The more quickly, the better. It can be dangerous down here. Simon Peggs, civil engineer. His focus is tunnel safety. Luckily, no one was hurt when the mountain trapped Gabi 2.
This is what a TBM looks like when it's stuck. I mean, this cutter head cannot turn anymore. The dirt came in from this side and just stuck up the whole TBM, got it stuck, and it just does not move anymore.
It's bad enough Gabi 2 is stuck. Eric Capeller's other machine, Gabi 1, is also in trouble. If she gets mired, progress here stops, and a fortune goes down the drain. Gabi 1 is in a parallel tunnel a mile ahead. Usually, a Gabi can gnaw through more than 100 feet of mountain in a day. Bad rock is plugging Gabi 1, so she's chewing hardly anything at all. Eric and crew worry that hardly anything could become nothing, paralyzing their operation. Gabi 2 has spent 3 months stuck. That dilemma sent Eric's team on a massive rescue operation. For weeks, Gabi 1 has been crawling along at just 7 feet per day, hobbled by bad rock. Eric briefs his boss on Gabi 1's problems.
We are not cutting the rock anymore. The face is collapsing and we get a huge amount of big rocks on our conveyor belt. The conveyor belt is clogging and we get breakdowns for 4 or 5 times a shift. It's the biggest problem we have in the moment.
This is how a cutter head works. The business end attacks the rock face, gnawing away material that moves along the conveyors to the rear of the mechanism. This is the inside of Gabi 1's cutter head. It's hot, sweaty, dirty, wet work. These guys earn their pay. This is one of Gabi 1's cutters. They're replaced often. Rock wears them down.
During the operation, we have to go and frequently check the cutters, check the stability. And as it is right now, we have a cutter which has to be changed during the shift. That's what we can watch right now.
One cutter still in the head was mangled. It has to be freed with a blowtorch.
One of the problems is the defined area. It is very small, very hot, and they got stuck in the moment they have to burn it out. They use a torch to burn it out. It's totally damaged.
Suddenly, in late October, there's a breakthrough.
And now the rock is better and we are back up with our production. We had 14 meters today, which is, on that rock conditions, quite acceptable.
That's good, but this state of affairs won't last long. Deep beneath the Swiss Alps, trouble strikes the Gotthard Tunnel project. The rock has changed again.
Because if you look here, it's still fractured and still loosening up, you know?
Gabi 1 still isn't clear. Eric asks the crew if more cutters have broken.
Kolmar! Kolmar! Hast du, haben wir mehr heute Totalschäden oder haben wir nur Verschleiß? Wie viel haben wir Blockierer? An. Okay, yeah. Okay, schon klar. It's the same thing again. We have a total damage on one, which is means this is not a big change to the usual situation. We are not wearing, we are damaging the cutters.
It's confirmed. Once again, bad rock is slowing Gabi 1.
We have an unstable face in front of the cutter head, which is collapsing as we go. Difficult.
So it's not as stable as you thought it was.
It's a continuous situation. We have our joints, basically, the rock is laying like that forward, and it falls onto the machine instead of being cut with the cutter head.
Blame the rock. These cutters are built tough. Even so, they're toast.
The oil seal gets leaking, oil is leaking out, and the whole thing is gone. Total damage.
It takes a lot to sideline these beauties. Tunnel boring machines, TBMs, are gigantic. Walk one, even at full speed. At 450 yards, they go on forever. TBMs work miracles. A century ago, it took hundreds of men to do what Eric Capeller's 30-man crews do. And they do it far more quickly. Up front, the head grinds away. Above, workers install mesh and arches to support the tunnel. When this machine runs, you feel it. The noise is deafening. The control crew steers. Rubble rides a 6-mile conveyor to the rear. A monorail brings fresh shotcrete for crews reinforcing the walls. Eric Capeller has to check on his other big headache. His second TBM, Gabi 2, has been stuck for 4 months. Each day she sits costs the company nearly $100,000. That's $12 million, with more to come. Eric's feeling pressed. He can't do anything until the rescue tunnel reaches Gabi 2. How did she get stuck? June 18th, 2005, started fine. Then, both TBMs hit the same fault zone of sand, clay, and gravel. Only one got stuck. What trapped Gabi 2? She hit water.
Well, the two tunnel boring machines are running parallel to each other. The first one that hit the fault zone, and there was no water in it. It slowed the TBM down, but it eventually got through the fault zone. The second one, following 40 meters parallel to it, met the same fault zone, but filled with water. That's what caused the whole TBM to just get stuck.
Water changed everything, turning gravel, sand, and clay into this.
When the water was drained out, or slowly drained out, it just blocked up the whole thing. It's just like, and then so like a cement kind of concrete formed.
That completely stopped the TBM. They were no longer able to turn even the head, push, pull forward or back. There was no movement. Everything was really jammed in there.
The engineers didn't expect a fault zone. Underground, you never know what's next. Working blind has cost the project millions, and maybe millions to come.
Once you open up a mountain, it's like a gift box. What are you going to see? You have an idea of what to expect, but yeah, it never fails to surprise.
Eric Capeller has faced geology surprises for 28 years. The world's longest tunnel is turning out to be his biggest surprise ever.